welcome to episode 23 of the Mingled Yarncast. I'm Steven, your host, also known as KnitFen on Instagram and Ravelry, and today I want to do a quick episode to share with you the was a whip, now is a finished object, my Adam and Frej shorts that are one of my favorite things that I've made recently, and I want to tell you why and why I think you should make some too. So you will see that, as well as some updates on some other projects that I'm working on, and a quick book review maybe as well. So sit back and relax and enjoy the show. So let me see here. I have a couple of things I wanted to mention first. Oh, yes. I want to start off by sharing a very lovely gift that I got from someone. From Donna, also known as Yogi Knit Girl on Instagram. And she was one of the recipients of a skein of yarn for the book club episode a few months ago. And she sent me this beautiful card. And I want you to just see this. This is her weaving on it. And she pasted that onto a card and wrote me a lovely message inside. But I thought, what a creative, way to correspond with someone. And also, as you are thinking about your gifts for the holiday season, maybe you can't make everybody a sweater or even gloves or socks, but, a little bit of knitting fabric created or woven or crocheted or what have you, put onto a nice little card, and voila. You have something that's handmade and simple and relatively quick, depending on what kind of craft you're doing, I suppose. But anyhow, isn't that nice? She also included a stitch marker, which is no longer in this cute little bag because it has joined the ranks of my other stitch markers. And anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. I thought it was really very sweet. Thank you very much, Donna. And maybe somebody else will take that idea and run with it. So, wanted to share. Let's see here. Next in line, then, next up. Yes. I wanted to talk about this book. This is The Manly Art of Knitting, and I mentioned it when I first bought it. I think I shared it with you several months ago. And when I was at Rhinebeck 2 weeks ago, was it 2 weeks ago already? My goodness. Yeah, it was. 2 weeks ago, I saw in the book section, they had this for sale, and there were dozens of copies. So when I found this at the Strand bookstore a couple of months ago, I thought it was a very rare find. Apparently it's not, because they had hundreds at Rhinebeck. So I thought I'd talk about it now that people know of this little tome, and I wanted to just share my thoughts with you about this text. Now, let me read to you the opening in the foreword here. It says, there is definitely a dual purpose in the writing of this book. The first is to introduce knitting to those men who have an interest but are reluctant to try. Then, too, it is hoped that many men who now knit will become less reluctant to admit it. For those of you who are new to knitting, it is recommended that you read quickly through the book before starting any actual work. So I thought this was kind of interesting. It was first written in 1972, or first published in 1972, and then republished, I want to say 2014, 10 years ago, 2014. And I just think that's an interesting premise. I don't know what the knitting scene was like in 1972. I wasn't quite around yet. A few more years later, I would make my appearance on the scene, but it's just kind of funny, isn't it? The concern about being a knitting male. I can't say that I have ever felt like I needed to hide my knitting capabilities, nor do I feel any type of way, as my students say, with regard to, any awkwardness about being a knitting male, a manly knitter. And anyhow, so I suppose what I'm saying is, I didn't need this book for that reason, but I do appreciate that, Dave Fugner, I think is how you, maybe it's Fournier, depends on if he anglicizes it. But anyway, I do appreciate that he felt the need to put this out here. Now, as for the rest of the text, though, I would say if you were going to buy this, it's more of a novelty than it is a very, very practical book. It has very basic things about the first stitches, how to do them, etc. But the images aren't particularly helpful. I mean, I'm sure that you know that there are thousands of books out there to get you started, and many are much more thorough, not to mention YouTube and the wealth of information online about how to start knitting. And so this doesn't rank highly as one of the best teaching books. And yet, it is short. It's very, very brief. He goes through some of the basics, like I said, and then some basic stitches and a few very simple projects. So I suppose if you are in need of a dog blanket or a horse blanket, this could be the book for you. It does have one of the most innovative ways I've ever seen to work things in the round. Let me see if I can find this for you. It's in the horse section. He was a man who raises horses and shows them too. So horses are very important to Dave. There, so this is the horse blanket. And notice what he's knitting with. Can you tell? He says it up here. If you have a hose in your backyard that you haven't been using, you can cut it at an angle and get, he says, 40 inches of hose and sort of sharpen each end of it. And there, voila, you have your circular needles that you need to knit this horse blanket. Very innovative. You know, in the zombie apocalypse, when I'm fleeing and trying to save my life in various ways, that might be really useful to know. I would not have considered using a hose before, but I think it's kind of cool. And then here, there's a rope hammock if you want to make a hammock out of rope. And he suggests that you use shovel handles. So that's pretty cool, actually. I do like that. But anyhow, that is the text. It's very thin, and probably most people are buying it for this image on the front. It's a pretty great image. And the title, it's a great title too. But yeah, so get it for yourself or for a friend if they already knit and the novelty of it will be interesting or amusing to them. Don't buy it for somebody if you are trying to teach them, because it's not going to help there. Okay, so there we go. Now I wanted to share this today too because the project that I'm focusing on in this episode are my Adam and Frej shorts, as I've said. And since we're talking about the manly art of knitting, I have to say this is a pretty manly pair of shorts because, as you can see, well, they are designed for a particular anatomy. And I absolutely love these. And I wanted to, I think when I last shared them with you, I had about that much done. I didn't have the top done. So here's where things stand now. I had a few more rows of brioche to do in the round to get this into shape. I think maybe at the time I was starting on the short rows. And for me, what makes this kind of unique compared to anything else I've ever done is that the band here, the waistband, as you can see, it's knit in the two different yarns, and they are both cast on into the top of the shorts and knit. First the green is knit and then the blue is knit, and then elastic is inserted, and I did a 3-needle bind off, I think it was. Yeah, it was a 3-needle bind off to close it all up. And so now it's nice and stretchy. A lot of shorts patterns that I've seen, they use an I-cord. And nothing wrong with that, but these just make it fit and stay on, and you don't have to worry about the fuss of the I-cord. And so, anyway, they're done. I've worn them quite a bit, just lounging around the house, as I've told you before. These aren't things you're going to see me going around town with. They are a bit see-through, it must be said, especially here in the crotch area. But I cannot stress enough how comfortable these are. The yarn is, I shared this in the previous episode, and now I didn't write it down just now. Um, Something Bio Garn, because it's a German brand, or, well, Garn is the labeling's in German. That's what I'm trying to say here. I can't remember the first part of the name. Anyway, I'll put it in the notes and maybe here in a caption. But anyway, it's the yarn that the designer called for, and the designer, by the way, is Dita Horndrup, and you can find her on Instagram, and I think also on her YouTube handle is also Hands on Knits. And I want to really encourage you. I'll put the link for the pattern here. Look it up and get this pattern and do this because two things. One, it's a perfect first brioche project. It was my first brioche project, and I've learned a lot from doing it. And I've already told you in the previous episode about the mistakes I made, which you can probably clearly see if you're looking closely at your screen right now. But anyway, I learned a lot in making it, and it was fun. It was whimsical, making that little leaf there, that fig leaf, and and it's a good project to have on hand for the men in your life. I was thinking how we talk about the partner sweater, the boyfriend sweater curse, that old thing. The idea being, of course, that when you make a sweater for a loved one, a partner, and it leads to bad things happening for whatever reason. There's a whole Wikipedia page, by the way, about the sweater curse, and they really take it seriously. They go into the psychological and psychosocial reasons why it may really be true, and it comes down to, of course, you spent all this time making something for someone, and they don't appreciate it as much as you feel that they should, because obviously they should, but it's not obvious to them, and that can create some bad blood. Anyway, a sweater takes a long time to make, but these shorts, they don't take a long time to make. And if you make these for your partner, and if he starts wearing them around, you're not going to break up. He's going to want to keep you around to make more and more of these because they're so nice. They're just so nice. They feel better than any other pair of underwear that I have. And yeah, I can't speak highly enough of these. And the pattern had gone down for a while. When I talked about it before, Bruce, who may be watching right now, hello Bruce, he mentioned that he looked for it and the pattern was no longer available. So I made I wrote to Dita and let her know that. I didn't know if she had intended for it to be pulled off of Ravelry, but she said she hadn't. It was I don't know, a glitch of some sort, and she didn't know about it. So she worked it out, and now it is back up. So thank you, Bruce, for notifying me about that. I was able to tell her, and now it is back up. And like I said, you should all make these shorts because it's just a great time. And that, having made these now, I want to make another pair in the future. But I also wanted to make some other shorts. And so that got me looking onto Ravelry for shorts patterns. And you know what? There's not a whole lot of them out there. I was kind of surprised. I don't know why there wouldn't be so many. I mean, I guess hand knit shorts are not the first thing one thinks of when they think of hand knit garments. But they make a lot of sense, and especially as boxers or underwear, even more sense. I mean, there's all sorts of things coming out now about how the materials of the things we wear closest to our body affect us, and certainly replacing a lot of nylon and plastic garments with wool and natural fibers is, well, there's, I don't know if there's proof that it's better for you, but there's sort of anecdotal evidence that it may be. And even if it's not better for that reason, like I said before, it just feels really, really good. And anyway, I'm playing with these off screen. I just keep squeezing it. I had lunch the other day with Tim, who, I don't know if Tim's been watching the YouTube channel, but he follows me on Instagram, and reached out, and we had lunch, and he was telling me that he's working on his first brioche project, and he couldn't get over how just squeezable brioche fabric is. It's really true. It feels so good. And anyway, have I said enough about these? I feel like I can't say enough about these. I did, you can clearly see, I think, just by looking at it, where my short rows began and ended. I didn't do them properly, I realized later. So that's very visible. Hopefully in the next pair, they won't be quite as visible. I don't know. We shall see. Okay, so, anyway, I was saying that I was going to make another pair of shorts. I got yarn for it. For my next shorts project, I'm going to be working on Stephen West's sports shorts pattern. And these are the colors I got. This is all in Malabrigo Rios. And I purchased these at Nitty City a few weeks ago. This will be the body, the leggings. This will be the band and the outline of the, what do you call that? It's not the cuff of the short leg. I don't know. The bottom. So these will be the main part of the shorts. This will be the waistband and the outline at the bottom. So I think that will be a fun color combo. This yellow is really even brighter in yellow-green. I think the color itself is apple green, but this is really brighter in real life than it actually is on the screen, at least from what I can see right now. So there's that to look forward to. Of course, I have so many other things that I'm working on at the moment, so I don't know when I will get to these exactly, but I've got this here ready to go, and hopefully, I'm pretty sure it'll be a quick project. It's a worsted weight yarn, so it won't be brioche, so I don't think it'll take very long. Anyhow, there's that. Okay, let's see here. So those are the Adam and Frej shorts. Yeah, so I mentioned in my last episode about kind of having ideas for knitting designs and saying that I'm going to do them and not quite getting to them. I decided that this month, being November, some of you may know about National Novel Writing Month, also known as NaNoWriMo, where writers around the world will spend the month to write 50,000 words, which is basically a draft of a novel. Short novel, but a novel nonetheless. So you start November 1st and you end on the 30th? 30, 31, 30. 30. 30 days, half November. And anyhow, yeah, you write a full novel draft. I've done it in the past, and it's a lot of fun to kind of just take part in that spirit with all of these writers around the world who are doing it. But I decided this year, since I'm not working on a novel at the moment, other than my mystery, which is already in a draft form but needs some editing, for myself, I wanted to challenge myself to finish writing the pattern that I have already started and write a second sock pattern, which is fairly similar to the first. There's some significant differences, but much of the first pattern will be part of the second pattern. And then the third pattern is I just started playing around designing this mitt and fingerless mitt, and it's got some fun, basic, simple laciness to it. I'm not really trying to do the single ladies dance, but I guess it kind of looks like that. I'm just showing these here to you right now, and yeah, I want to write this up as well, and this one I'll have to start from scratch. But yeah, I wanted to finally get some things on Ravelry and posted for people to make. It's time. I've got to get to it, and since I have friends who are participating in NaNoWriMo, I thought, you know what? I will participate alongside them, just in a slightly different way, and I'm going to challenge myself to get that done. So that is my goal. I'm stating it here to hold myself accountable. We'll see by the end of the month how well I fare. So wish me luck, and please check in on that. And feel free to harass me on social media and say, "How's it going? I haven't seen you post anything yet." You can do that. I give you permission. Let's see. There's that. The last episode, in the Rhinebeck recap, I mentioned that I was going to begin work on Jen Geigley's 1999 sweater, Pullover. And I only had at the time this yarn to show you from Harrisville Designs. And I told you I had to put in the order for the rest. Well, the rest have come. And I have 2 skeins each of these colors. Here we go. Ta-da! And I'm very, very excited to get started with this. You may recall I said that I would, I was looking for colors that would mimic the pair of shoes that I have. I should have brought the shoes over here. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, let's see here. Here's the shoe, and it's got sort of a black, very, very dark gray, obviously lots of olivey, dusty green, the chartreusey kind of color, and, excuse me, the creamy, well, once sort of white, now off-white, dusty white bit there. So I wanted colors that were going to go with that. So let me see how well I fared here. It's going to be hard to hold all this stuff at once so that you can see it. But there's the yarns. There's the shoe. Oh, yeah. See? I think it's going to be great. So Jen Geigley's design, it involves lots and lots of stripes. So she uses hers, I mean, I think it's got like 17 different colors. I'm going to be doing repeats of these 4 colors. But I can't wait to get started. Today I'm gonna wind these up and begin to swatch. And I've got to figure out the order that I want the colors to go in, because I think that wherever the collar and the waist and the cuffs, whatever they end up being, is gonna be the dominant color, and it's gonna make everything else feel like a stripe that's laid out on that color. I know I don't want it to be this one. If I do it like the shoe, this would be the main color, because that's the main color of the shoe. But something seems fun about making this be the main color. And the black, the gray, almost seems like the obvious choice. But I don't know. Please weigh in with your opinions if you feel strongly one way or the other. I'm going to be, after I swatch, I will kind of decide. I'm leaning towards one of these two being the main, but I don't know. I really don't know. Gonna see what happens. Okay. Now, I think that gets us completely caught up for this brief episode. Like I said, look for the shorts, the Adam and Frej shorts pattern in the description. Get it, make it, have lots and lots of fun with it. I did, and I'm pretty sure you will too. And, if you're, again, looking for gifts for the holidays, quick and easy. And, I should have also said the elastic band. I know I mentioned this in a previous episode, but you may not have seen it. So I took underwear that was old and had holes in it, and I just cut off the main part of the trunks and kept the elastic band because I knew it would fit me. And perfect. Fits like a glove. Or shorts. So, I think that's it for today, everybody. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and share and spread the word about these wonderful shorts. And follow Hands on Knits on Instagram. All right? Take care, everybody.